What's going on, sartorialist? Welcome back to the Holsey Style. If you are new here, my name is Barry Ramirez. Welcome to the channel and thank you sincerely for watching. Today we are going to be discussing two of my recent pickups, which are in essence the same item. I'm talking about my knitted polos that I purchased from Spier and Mackay. I purchased one of their traditional polos, which has a traditional collar, and one of their new polos, which have the Johnny collar. But we're going to be talking about the differences and benefits of these knitted polos so that you can make the most informed choice for yourself, whether you want to purchase your own knitted polo from Spier and Mackay. And with that said, let's get into it. I was one of the few men lucky enough to purchase one of Spier Mackay's knitted polos last spring-summer before they very rapidly sold out. I didn't have very much money at the time, so I told myself you can purchase one. And so I selected their navy knitted polo because I believed that it was going to be very versatile. I felt that I was going to get a lot of use out of it. And it turns out that that assumption was correct. The navy knitted polo from Spier Mackay has been an absolute workhorse in my wardrobe. There are few, if any, garments that I have worn more than my navy knitted polo. So when I saw that Spier was offering their knitted polos again this season, I decided that I was going to purchase as many as I can, which turned out to be only two. Spier Mackay is offering 17 different colors and kinds of their cotton knitted polos this season, but I decided to purchase their cream cotton knitted polo with the traditional spread collar. The reason that I did this is because, as I've said in many videos previously, I just find that cream colored garments sell out very fast from Spier Mackay. Cream is a very versatile color, and it's also very light, which is important to keep cooler during the warmer months. Now, in addition to the cream cotton knitted polo with the traditional spread collar, I also purchased one of Spier Mackay's new knitted polos. Those are their polos with the Johnny collar, which is a collar which does not have buttons. Now, in this case, I decided to go with their green and cream knitted polo with a Johnny collar just because I love my earthy tones and it kind of balances out my very, very red skin. I ordered size small for both of these cotton knitted polos, and the price difference between them is slight. For the cotton knitted polo, I paid the price of $58, and for the green and cream Johnny collar polo, I paid $48. Altogether, shipping including, the total was about $112, and the package arrived in about 2 weeks. But let's home in on some of the features of these cotton knitted polos. Let's take a look first at the cream knitted polo. It is made of 100% cotton, which is loosely woven and I would say very breathable. It has a large, I would even say traditional spread collar with a 3-button placket. It also has, as is traditional with knitted polos, it has ribbing around the arms and also on the hem. The green and cream knitted polo is also composed of 100% cotton, which is loosely woven and very breathable. I actually think it's made out of the very same material as the cream knitted polo. But the main difference between them is, of course, the collar type. In this case, the cream and green knitted polo has the buttonless V-neck or Johnny collar. It does not have a placket with buttons, but it also has trimming around the collar. So it has that cream border that you don't have with the cream knitted polo. Otherwise, it also has the ribbing around the arms and also on the hem. Now, as far as the wearing goes, and despite these knitted polos being alternatively called sweater polos, I would say they make you do anything but sweat. As I said before, they are made out of 100% cotton that is very loosely woven and very breathable. I have worn these knitted polos in a variety of ways in weather oscillating between the low 60s to the low 100s. And I have to say I didn't have any issue whatsoever overheating. In fact, I would say that in those temperature ranges that are the low 60s, maybe like low 70s, I actually had an issue getting chilly. I tend to run a little bit cold, and because these knitted polos are so loosely woven and breathable, I actually had to wear a sport coat over the top to make sure that I wasn't too chilly. So I don't know where you're at in the world, but if you are experiencing temperatures that are in the low 60s, low 70s, you might have to wear a coat with this, particularly if you run a little bit cold. Now, I would say that I didn't have any issue overheating in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I do think in the 70s, 80s, 90s range, you could probably get away with wearing a sport coat over the top if you really want to, but you just want to make sure that it is of a lighter material. You want to make sure that that sport coat is either linen or hop sack or fresco, something very light, so you don't overheat with these knitted polos. Now, as far as size and fit is concerned, I would say, and I'm not exaggerating, that these knitted polos fit perfect. I ordered size small for both of these knitted polos, and I would say that the fit is just a bit larger than slim, which for knitted polos is honestly ideal. Knitted polos have ribbing around the arms and also on the hem, and that is intentional. So if you want to make your knitted polo have a more blousy appearance, you can, for example, move the sleeve up the arm and have the fabric drape down, or you can move the hem up your abdomen and have the fabric drape over. If, for example, you like to wear your knitted polos untucked, which I sometimes do. As I said, I think that there is enough fabric here. Spier's made it just a bit looser than slim so that you can get that effect. I think if they wouldn't have had as much fabric on these knitted polos, then you couldn't get that effect if you wanted it. But what I love most about these knitted polos is honestly the generous collars on them. And I would say, at least in this respect, the knitted polos with the 3-button placket are superior. Because what you can do is you can unbutton the placket and you can actually take the collar and move it more broadly along the shoulders, which you can't really do with the Johnny collar because the placket isn't deep enough and it won't stay. So I just find that when you can bring the collar out a bit wider, it just accentuates a man's shoulders, makes them appear more broad, and in my opinion, more masculine. You're able to achieve that once again with these cotton knitted polos that have the 3-button placket, but not so much with the Johnny collar knitted polos. For $48 and $58 respectively, I truly believe that Spier Mackay's knitted polos are a steal. I cannot think of another classic menswear company that offers knitted polos with such traditional features as a large spread collar at this price point. I highly recommend them to you guys. Now, if you want to purchase one of these knitted polos from Spier Mackay, or really any other garment from Spier Mackay, and it's your first purchase and you'd like to receive 20% off, you can do so by using my referral code here. Also, as I've announced in previous videos, I recently got accepted to Spier Mackay's affiliate program. What this means is that I'm able to earn a small 5% commission on purchases that are made through my unique individual links. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down in the description below, which will take you on over to Spier Mackay's website, in particular to their section with their knitted polos. And if you make a purchase there, like I said, I will receive 5%. I greatly appreciate it if you do that. It helps me to build this channel and ensures that I can continue to put out great content for you guys. And with that said, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, smash subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be informed when I drop more videos on the Holsey style. Until next time, guys.